well, but Nautilus just point and click.
Oh, Lee Sin here for Owner.
This is what I thought he'd be going to, very likely, just because it's Owner and this is the meta. Both Lee Sin and Nafir are getting changed a little bit on this patch, but not functionally too different. And the Wukong, a little bit less common, I think, in a draft like this because it gives you a lot less power in the early game. And you're still...
I'll have to wait and see as we're ready. Let's hop into the rift for game number 1.
미니언들이 생성되었습니다.
Here we go, game number 1. As it is match 71. Very sad we had our match 6-7. And, he oftentimes does get a lot of value out of that, but...
That's a good throwback. That's a classic.
Just comes out every once in a while. Ox even threw one in, I think it was last week, which was pretty good. As flash on in, Paze is ready to go, and guess what? Looking for UCal in mid as well. First blood already going to Owner, as he'll pick up the very early kill here for a Wukong, I'd say.
LazyField forced to flash in response here, does not die, but will be losing a lot of these minions as he goes for the back.
Without much recourse. As Owner's here, but he's on a ward. He's going to spot that one out. Keria going very aggressive for this as he's going to fire kick him away. Now the root comes in on a Paze and he just gets comboed down. Does not respect Willer's ability to get that flash Q in, and Paze will die.
So many things happening at once there in that bottom lane. They can see it. Owner's going to get these grubs, which are really strong, actually, I feel, for the Rise composition almost more than they are for T1, but just good in general for anyone to have. And because the Dragon went over to KIWOOM DRX, it is important for him to get something back in return on the other side of the map here. And he is not on vision. Like, they don't know where he is, but they're going to find out very soon. It's kind of been a timid passage of play here for Will recently. Now they know.
It's just in a lot of trouble. He doesn't have his flash here. The Cyclone comes in. Owner just flashes to make sure that he can pick up the kill. And yeah, just unfortunate timing there for Rich.
Yeah, poor Willer, like he just wasn't doing a trip up there and often even risks his life to set up that line of vision. Been doing this very consistently. Hasn't led to any success here, unfortunately, but did get a lot of power, and denying some farm here on the bottom lane is absolutely a big win. Now let's see if Rich can survive this one.
Yeah, we got a TP coming in, but I think they just have the damage to kill Rich eventually, as in comes Paze, and this rotation comes up. Andal's like, wait, I thought it was just 2. And even though it is just the 2 hitting him at the moment, he is going to just buffer and get out, but isn't going to have much effect. T1 essentially giving over the second Drake to get Paze more money.
Yeah, let's see what the soul is, because this might actually not be worth it. Okay, it's Ocean Soul, feels very worth it. But still, comes at a trade-off, as LazyField is ahead pretty significantly on gold and is getting more plate gold all the while this is happening. The Rich Rumble being behind this far is a significant problem for the side of KIWOOM DRX, though, as well. I mean, they are behind everywhere else. This is going to be an opportunity in this pick.
Necessarily extend for a kill, perhaps, but he's still trading pretty well.
The Drake is live, and Willer is on it right now. TP is going to come through here for Doran first. UCal not here. This is a really awkward fight for KIWOOM DRX. He does have Realm Warp, and he's going to need to use it to get here if they want to contest. They could look for a punish here.
Yeah, this TP is from Faker, the ult out of Ondil, not nicely timed. It doesn't get the knock up there. Keria gets low, but that's just about it. LazyField buys Lonesome in mid. That's not how you want to play around your Yunara in this case, as KIWOOM DRX have been run around here, and now in the ult of the Anivia just being chunked out as Paze comes over and begins to do tons of damage. A very one-sided fight to T1.
Yeah, I really think KIWOOM DRX have some angles with this comp, but that setup was not even close to it. As you mentioned, the Yunara is so cut off. UCal is basically not even in the fight, and he might be the last one to die in it if it's part of the fight. I guess you wouldn't really call this part of that fight, but he is forced to flash away, and the T1 are just like, cool, thanks for the Dragon and the extra kills. As once again, it's a reflex, right? You see a Vi ult on you, you jump in the Herald.
Yeah. That as well. And yeah, I do agree. I feel like KIWOOM DRX had some angles in this one. They even got through the lane pretty well, but now, I mean, you're down 5,000 gold. as they're going pretty deep for this one. And yeah, you can combo your ults together, but where's the follow-up? As now we are going to have LazyField coming in. They take down FaZe, and that's what you like to see, because they're actually able to put 2 and 2 together. Of course, Jordan was just top lane without TP, just pushing the wave, but at least they got that kill on a FaZe.
That's, you know, the power of this comp, even 5,000 gold behind. If you link those combos together, let's say that. Let's say greedy.
Yeah, as we have a TP coming in here on top of a Realm Warp. They're really trying to take down Faker, who is going to go into egg. Can they even take out the egg? Rich is going to try and fail. As Owner picks up the kill. That'll be his 4th kill here on the Wukong, as he's 9 out of 9 for kill participation, as he has been everywhere this time around. Owner going to go pretty deep there, but gets a nice trade onto UCal.
I think no one has told KIWOOM DRX yet. I mean, look, LazyField's not originally, you know, I guess he's always been in. And it's a little bit of a shame because I thought all the tools were there for KIWOOM DRX. Says Faker, maybe this time he dies. Doesn't have passive here.
Yeah, trying to hide in a side lane and wait for Faker to come up here, which is generally where Faker likes to go. Nice little play from...
Don't even get to have that conversation about starting Dragon first. Willer has flash and ult here, but he is very outnumbered. Very, very outnumbered. Here comes a Realm Warp. He's trying to change that.
Yeah, they're just trying to reposition, as they were kind of above T1 and now they're below with the rest of the team. Owner still on the flank. He's not actually in the pit just yet, but on vision here is Willer. Doesn't have his Q and he's just isolated. Has to flash away. Equalizer, pretty big though on that back line. Most of the damage though is only going to hit Keria. And so that's going to be the flash away from Rich as well. Willer not able to get into the pit as Doran is going very deep, trying to force this fight to continue. And he will be able to do exactly that as he does go down. But now actually a bit of damage going over to LazyField. Going to pick up 2, but straight into the arms of Faker. And Owner, as I said before, very fed and very much ready to party if you would like to. As they're looking for UCal, the stun comes through and setting up Faker very nicely. One more wall will get it done into the E, and Faker and Owner get it done together.
Yeah, Rich trying to set fire to ice there, but Faker will in the game. 21.6k here on this Anivia and save the day by snapping up a flashless LazyField.
Yeah, feels pretty good for the side of T1. I mean, they have this really big gold lead, as this is going to be a bit on vision. In comes Willer, but he just gets fire kicked away. And now he's not going to be around for very much longer. Down he will go to FaZe, who picks up another kill. And the Realm Warp comes out from UCal. But yeah, T1 feels like for Rich, you know, even if you do use it, maybe the cannon minion doesn't die, and then you don't have your equalizer for the fight. There's really no good answer for KIWOOM DRX at this point, other than trying to force a fight and layering some CC and damage. That's not exactly what I meant, KIWOOM, but nice try. As eventually T1 going to press their buttons and just roll their face over the keyboard. We got a triple kill here for FaZe, who is the pentakill king. As they're trying to hold this kill, UCal's like, here, take me. Quadra comes in for FaZe.
Pretty tough to kill Rich here with the completed back. See if they can do it.
Oh, he's going to get walled down, and now just a bit more damage as the stun. Oh no, the shield nearly denies it, but it is still another pentakill for FaZe as he picks up 2 in the base.
Another penta for FaZe. T1 finished the game with it in pretty dominant fashion here. What a start here for this series for T1. The bottom duo pretty perfect right now. Faker was ahead of FaZe in damage for a lot of this game, but FaZe does in those final moments. Rocket ahead.
No, don't be fooled. He's playing Skarner support. Tom Kench.
Tom Kench, Ezreal.
What year is it? That's so strange.
That is strange, but like, Nico was bad.
DRX.
To set up some picks onto FaZe as they're winning the lane. They're winning the lane.
All this. Yeah, gonna get knocked up here. Andal has to flash away. I mean, they get level 2 first, which is interesting to say the least. FaZe is like, oh, you want to trade? Let's go. I have lethal tempo, And here we go. Once again, the engage comes in from Keria, but guess who's bottom lane? It is the jungler of KIWOOM DRX. They're looking for the kill on a lazy field, but Willer gonna pick up 1 and make it 2 as level 3 Willer gets down there and saves the day.
I think the words... Well, Doran still has his exhaust.
Yeah, I mean, the Jax at least has good setup with the counter-strike because he gets in melee range. The exhaust does come out. I think Doran's too far away from everything, just dies as Willer says, you know what, I will just put the team on my back and try to make this an interesting game.
Yeah, the position there was great because he knows there's likely a ward on that brush. He's able to hide himself there, let Rich do the engage. Because as Doran, you're pushing up thinking like, well, if Rich all-ins on me, I have exhaust, it's fine. But did not calculate Willer, which has kind of been the story of this game. Again, a third time, did not calculate for Willer. He doesn't have flash anymore, but doesn't need it.
Yeah, he was just top. I mean, they're not expecting Willer to be going crazy solo queue gank level, of course, as well. Here's Owner in the bottom lane, and Lazyfield will die to Pays. So a nice little win back here for Owner after he farms his whole jungle. But yeah, Willer's basically skipping a lot of his jungle to just go. Faker was very low, trying to bait UCal into diving, which led to Owner coming in, but Willer knew that, so he was also there. And he's the one who eventually wins in the end.
A very high action game here. Obviously, a lot of advantages picked up for Lisa. His flash!
Yeah, I mean, he has flash, so if you're in flash range, you're going to die. Faker did not respect that. No flash on the Annie now, I suppose, is what he'll post. Is now a 2v2 in the jungle. Willer is quite strong. Doran trying to get the kill on Andil, but he's just going to flash away and get out of that one as we hop to Pays, who's just running. And Willer gets in, picks up another kill, make it number 4. Keria is here as well. We got a TP in from Faker, and Faker is going to have to flash over the wall. This Mounter W comes in, but no follow-up there from KIWOOM DRX.
Can't do that much damage yet.
Speaking of, he is still a Varus, and under the turret, Willer is going to make their lives just a living hell as he does pick up his 5th kill.
I mean, like, now they can just kind of, I mean, they are just camping him, frankly. It's on that last trading pattern, obviously, still has to deal with Varus things. And, I don't have the answer.
Where did Keria come from? I guess he was just hiding on bush. I mean, that's really the only explanation.
Yeah, I guess that's the case, and Lazyfield was just greeting there. Did have his ult. We'll find out. But I think you're probably right. Keria probably just hiding either in the tri-brush or in the river, and it was not respected. Maybe Lazyfield saw him backing and thought he completed it, but he didn't. As Doran has friend this time, just one. Keria's coming up, though.
Doran has friend. We'll see if it works out. As the Impale is going to come through, and the aggro was taken by Willer. A giant shutdown. 819 gold does go over to Owner. As they're looking for more, it's Skarner and Tom Kench together. And, yeah, not going to continue on that adventure.
Really great gravity field placement here. UCal's going to challenge, though.
And it's going to kind of run through, as the Annie is quite fast. And eventually, Keria does come over here, though, as a bit of damage comes in. But the heal is there. The flash lick. And UCal still on the run. As another lick is going to hit. A couple more autos and one lick could get it done. But under the turret, I think Keria is going to have to give up on now this adventure. As he throws up an emote and says, I'm having a really happy game. I don't know about you guys, but he's having fun. I think Lee Sin is the bigger issue.
Yeah. Owner, yeah.
Now, just going to flash on in, just doing Skarner things. Nicely done. And once again, you know, in Game 1 it was Rich. Game 2 here it seems to be Lazyfield. They find the weakest target and they just repeatedly gank him.
I mean, this is it really is a bunch of shenanigans, right? Like what we're seeing, like hiding on bush from everybody. But flashing here was great from Owner. Like Lazyfield can't 100% expect this situation. If you play like that, Skarner's hiding in the bush and can flash it, push you into the wall all the time, then you just can't even be in the lane. Clears the wave, and there's no cross map here now for T1. So double dragon here for KIWOOM DRX. Unfortunately for them, again, not the highest roll. It could have been on Soul.
Yeah.
No ult for Doran.
Zoss does come through, and another counter-strike. Flash forward from Ridge. He gets the solo kill. Nice pickup from him, as that Varus is still just
They're great at playing the map. So I wonder how T1 gets back in this game if they do. And it's going to start with a bit of a contest here.
Yeah, I mean, TP available, and now we got the flank coming in from Rich. The follow-up is there, but it's on to a Tom Kent. Now they're going to have to set their sights on an Owner who is going to have everything thrown into him, but eventually the Devour comes through as Keria comes back in. The shield is there, but Keria just essentially trading his life for Owners. And Faker, he TP'd bot, so
Yeah.
I'm kind of... But T1, they said, you know, maybe we find an angle. Maybe Owner gets a little steal, a little cheeky steal. Does not work out that way. It's now up 3,000 gold looking for Faker as the flash comes in. Willer kind of flashing ahead of the play, and he just has so much damage as, there you go. UCal eventually does have to flash to get the kill.
All right, and LazyFeel has ult, so he might be able to clear this wave. He's going to have to be very careful about how he does it.
Yeah, I mean, Owner's definitely going to go in for this one. The exhaust taken here by FaZe in this game, and it's going to come to great effect as they're able to dive as 3 on a little journey themselves. But KIWOOM DRX are on the chase. They do have Rich going over the wall. I mean, this Jax is just too powerful. They don't have the damage to cut through them. As the CC's there on Owner, FaZe trying to do his best to take out Ondil. Gets over to Keria, as now we have the Varus coming in, as they are really trying their best to skirmish from behind and still win. As Willer's gonna go in, look for a bit more on Doran. As another Sonic Wave gonna land, and eventually with the stun coming in, the Lee Sin can comfortably go down.
Valdez,
Yes.
I think it's going to 3.
Yeah.
This one is done. Like, LazyFeel cleared almost the entire wave with his ultimate.
Is your main source of damage in that weird skirmish that you opted into. So now they're looking for Faker once again. Sonic Wave into the kick, and the follow-up is easy. And a lot of T1 was kind of in the area, just did not matter, as that is the power of Willer on the Lee Sin.
It's funny how when I looked at these two drafts that KIWOOM DRX put together.
Strong in tandem, but it's not like a Nautilus. It's not an Ornn. It's not hard engaged per se unless the Annie's got flash. I'm going to hold that thought as KIWOOM DRX trying to go for a T1 Baron.
Faker coming up.
And, I mean, they are very far ahead as Rich does have the flank here, but the Impale goes in onto UCal, and he's just going to die for free as the trade is there for Owner at least. Doran does have to flash away as LazyFeel is getting some value out of that one. Keria trying to go 1v1 versus Rich is not going to win that trade. And you see that T1 do have to back off, but they do stop the Baron at least.
Yeah, they do kill UCal and stop the Baron, but they lose 2 in exchange.
It's going to be difficult to stop him with just a kick, but a little bit easier because Owner's on the blue side. Just trying to go in the front door as Rich goes in, straight into the back line, flashes away, but the kill's already there as everybody gets stunned by UCal in the bush. And the follow-up from Rich is beautiful as well, as at least the Devour comes in. Some low health bars here on the side of KIWOOM DRX as T1 barely hanging on, but still a very good fight here for KIWOOM DRX.
Absolutely massive. This lead has moved up to 8K. All right. Blech.
Thanks, Wolf. At this point, you know, maybe that's what we need in this game number 2. It's just a little bit of role-playing as Tom.
Keria went in. He saw what he saw, and he said, blech.
And, you know, this is the other part of it is that, you know, some of our better teams, you consider like Gen G or T1, HLE, they get a lead, they know how to end it. KIWOOM DRX still somehow, I mean, I guess they're just waiting for the Elder to spawn, and, you know, they don't have the greatest siege as you mentioned, but it is a bit like pulling teeth as FaZe is the main character. They're trying to take him out as just going to go over the wall is Keria following there with the wave, and I think eventually, you know, that hope, that 1% chance that T1 gets back in this one is immediately stamped out. KIWOOM DRX are going to get a kill on both the bottom laners. Rich still hanging around.
I don't think you need to kill Elder to win this one if you just push right now. They've got 2 waves to push in. Owner, no flash. We'll get away because he is Skarner. And we'll see what they decide to do here. I mean, I think they have enough to just end it before Faker and FaZe respawn. There's 30 seconds to go. There's an Annie here with Tibbers out. I think you just take this out. GG.
Yeah, they don't quite have the wave clear even with the Varus as the stun goes in onto Rich, but eventually they just kill the Skarner. They're like, yeah, cool stun their Owner, as it's not going to be enough. KIWOOM DRX will clean up here as they get 27 kills in a 31-minute game to take out T1 and bring us to a third. Drop another ult. There's the Pike.
I think the Pike feels scary blind in a lot of matchups, but when you know the Renata is almost certainly coming. It doesn't feel that blind. It feels kind of okay. It feels fairly safe. It's going to really be a big test here for Ondil and LazyField in this laning phase, where they have been often weak. And he's just going to pivot to Leona. I actually really like this. I think Leona Kalista is still very strong. No bailout value, but great into Pyke, can punish, and the damage output of this Kalista is going to be higher than the Ziggs at all times in the early laning phase.
With this draft, as we head on to the Rift for game number 3.
미니언들이 생성되었습니다.
Alrighty, game number 3. Not exactly expected when we did come into today, but also the hand Willer got super fed, just kind of took over. And that's kind of the, I'm going to have to hold that thought as Ondil's just going to flash away. But yeah, but that was kind of like the free game that they gave away, but KIWOOM DRX always get like one standard game as well. So does that mean that they just get a standard game here? It's kind of exciting to think about. So they might get it as that combo not going to work out, but UCal does not have his flash, so he's just dead still. First blood. Gonna go over to T1.
Though.
Yeah, LazyField's here, and Owner in a bit of trouble as the Subjugate does come in. And they do get the kill onto Ondil, but a kill also goes over to LazyField.
So Pyke gets a kill, Trundle gets a kill, but the Kalista gets a kill in return. I still feel like this favors T1, but you know.
But he has his dash this time. 4 members of T1 in top lane.
Yeah, but there's no answering push anywhere else on the map, so I don't think this is really that bad unless...
All right, they're just going to go on in, and the Subjugate immediately on Ondil, and he's just made a paper. And Ult just not going to hit anything from Pays, as this is 2v4 for now, but here comes UCal looking to get in on the party as the stun is there, and he's just going to flash out of that one. Kill does go over to Rich, though.
Very messy fight. Felt like for a moment there that you do just die if you get caught, right? And there's so much CC here. Speaking of, Faker sidesteps.
Yeah, kind of difficult to lock the Orianna down with all that movement speed. Shockwave comes in. Willer just going to throw a Keston Guard in and avoid a lot of that damage. Ondil, though, once again just being shredded in the front line as Keria looking to chase, but not going to find anything.
2 pushing waves here, though, for KIWOOM DRX. Can they get Ondil?
Oh, that's the max range on the hook, as with the Ignite, you thought he was going to get the kill, but not quite the case. UCal looking to get in there as well, but now head-to-head against the Trundle, not a great spot, but here comes LazyField as the kill goes to Willer. And LazyField kind of trades positions with Keria.
Smite here with LazyField, but this is not a stable position for KIWOOM.
Yeah, they're going to TP in Rich and look for the turn to come in, but a big Shockwave going to put them at bay, and double kill for Pays as Doran knocks it down with a kill onto the Xin Zhao, and immediately KIWOOM DRX, they go face-to-face with a bit of wombo combo. They find themselves on the bad side of that one as in goes Keria, going to miss kind of everything. But that is okay as Rich is being baited into the fight, and eventually will go down to Faker, who picks up the 4th kill for T1 in the fight.
Yeah, that was a lot of, let's just say, a cacophony of errors here to fight for, but it is just second dragon apiece for either of these teams. I think for KIWOOM DRX, if they find an angle, they should go in, but trying to hard force, not necessary, as Doran is just getting a lot of value topside. Now he's going to TP in. See if they can rush this out. I don't think so. Herald also here for combat power. KIWOOM DRX wise to maybe step away, but they're so far behind they want to fish.
Yeah, well, there doesn't really have much of a health bar anymore. He's up against the Trundle. We got the flanking Yorick getting in there as the pillar's going to be utilized. Is now LazyField going to try to zone them with the Fate's Call. Might be able to. In goes Ondil. And now we got UCal with the engage, trying to really set something up here. Faker pretty low, but he is going to survive at the end of the day. Ondil the first to go down, and the second will be Willer. They got the dragon, but what will it cost them? We have this TP in the mid. Pays on the flank, I guess, from the left side. Keria trying to continue with things as the pillar does come in once again, but Miasma pretty good at zoning them away. Keria still here. And still looking for the angle. He's not quite going to find it, as Rich looks like he's just going to go the left way and get out.
It looked for a very brief moment like T1 had just been outplayed on the Dragon. They are still going to get those kills, and they are...
Very strong, though, is the Ziggs 3-0-4. Has the biggest lead on the map right now.
I mean, he absolutely will pop off if he hits his target. Says, oh, Ondil
is actually going to have to go on in. And the shockwave comes through, and Ondel dies. Subjugate once again, huge value against the Leona. Willer as well, just going to essentially fall over like a house of cards. And okay, they're trying to play here, but the stun comes through for Keria. And he will be able to set it up. Only UCal getting the one, but it's still a massive team fight win for T1.
That stun from Keria. What to do is my main point. But T1, I think the circus is maybe about to end.
Well, they're going to go deep into the enemy jungle and find Ondel once again. Very sad Leona in this game. Just has not had much of an effect at all. Keria trying to take a 1v1 against LazyFeel, stands still and accepts his fate. And it's not the fate's call, as he is the enemy support. LazyFeel still kiting this one out until he dies. You know, I had hope for a little bit in this game that KIWOOM DRX were going to actually
What's he gonna do?
have a storm surge here for Faker. I mean, he's really, he's doing the boom boom damage at this point. Willer says, well, I gotta try something. And something he will try, and then immediately die. And so will Ondel, eventually. There he goes. Keria also gonna survive as he's able to go ahead in there and heal up quite a bit. And Rich, the last one here that will go down as T1 this time around. A bit more straightforward than game number 2, although they still had their fun. They were able to, you know, at least set the foundation first before they had their fun.
T1, the circus continues, but it will end in this third and final game as it has in so many of these wonky happy game series where game 2 gets a little fun, game 3 gets a little more competitive as Faker and Keria dismantle LazyFeel. And it's not a 3-ring circus, it's a 3-game circus that T1 ultimately take in the end.